Welcome back, my rebellious friends. This is Ambush Convoy in the CSA campaign on Legendary difficulty. Please be aware that Colonel, Brigadier General, and Major General difficulty levels all share an AI profile. Legendary has its own profile. Generally speaking, anything you see me do in Legendary should also work on the lower difficulty levels. However, due to the aggressiveness of the Legendary AI profile, you may find that the AI on lower levels doesn't act the same way. I took nearly 7,000 prisoners at Bull Run and received nearly 2,000 from the prisoner exchange. I've always found it odd that we get recruits from a prisoner exchange. I mean, how did the recruits get captured? Shouldn't prisoner exchange give me veterans? Along with the 7,100 recruits from winning the battle, that adds about 9,000 recruits to the pool. Siegfried and Kemper each earned their second star. Siegfried has 10 XP towards his third, and Kemper has 12 XP. Siegfried had 2,147 kills, and Kemper 3,033. With that large a difference in kills, you might think that Kemper's unit would have earned much more XP than Siegfried's. The darker stat bars are what the unit had before the battle, and the lighter color is what the unit earned at the battle. The additional 900 kills gave Kemper 3 more points in efficiency. Siegfried is a melee unit, so he has 3 more melee than Kemper, but they are both pretty close to even in the other stat categories. I will make Siegfried a double melee perked unit. I'll also give Kemper a melee perk. Myers gained 39 XP with a lot of melee kills. Cabell earned 33 XP. Naylor was promoted to Bird Colonel. My avatar earned 41 XP. Hobson was wounded in the closing minutes of Phase 1. Hurlbutt was the Lieutenant Colonel that took over, then promoted to Colonel at the end of the battle. I'll leave Hurlbutt in charge of this unit and use Hobson to make a new one. Hobson's in the academy. If he had been wounded later in the battle, he would probably still be wounded, but since it was Phase 1, he was healed after the battle. Of course, we also have Thomas Jackson with us now. Preston earned 32 XP. Archer didn't need to do much to get his first star, but he earned 39 unit XP. I will give him the Mounted Infantry perk. I need to make 4 new units for Ambush Convoy. I have 195 veterans to help out with that. First, I need to add another point to Army Organization in order to make those units. I also added a 3rd point to Medicine. I hired Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell from the Academy and gave him my 3rd Division. I bought the Harper's Ferries with reputation points and gave them to Siegfried. I then gave Kemper the MJ&Gs that Siegfried had been carrying. I was able to increase Kemper and Siegfried to 1,480 with the recruits. For now, I'm only concerned with keeping them at 2 stars. I'm not trying to power them up to 3 stars for now. I gave Archer's Cavalry to Ferguson, a low-experienced Bird Colonel. I was able to increase him to 415 men with recruits without losing his first star. I increased Myers up to 500 men with recruits. I increased Hurlbutt to 1,600 men with recruits. Hobson has enough rank to get his recruits to 1 star, so all 1,600 of his men are recruits, and they have 55 Springfields. I created another cavalry unit with Archer and gave him Cook and Brothers. I give him the remaining 70 veterans. Then I increased him to 450 men with recruits, so he has exactly 0 XP with 1 star. I created a 12-pound howitzer battery with Elder, a mid-experienced Bird Colonel. I had to give him 3 more guns with veterans to get him up to 1 star, and I gave him a horse perk. I created another 12-pound howitzer battery with Mendenhall, a Bird Colonel with 69 XP. I had to give him 2 more guns with veterans to get him to 1 star. He also has a horse perk. I gave Preston the Mississippis from Kemper and increased him to 1,600 men with recruits. I increased my Avatar's unit to 1,600 men with recruits. Cabell lost 4 men at Bull Run, so I replaced those with recruits. So I was able to make the 4 new 1-star units without disbanding anyone. I still have Thomas Jackson in my barracks, and Ewell, Early, and Stewart available with reputation points. I'm not taking any supplies because we're going to steal the AI's wagons. The AI received another corps reinforcement of 26,000 men. The AI army is still at the default size with 22 to 27% training and 15 to 20% weapons quality. The AI has 19,810 troops and 39 guns. I will have 852 Allied cavalry, all before unit splits. Adding my 3 divisions gives me a total of 12,620 true troops and 27 guns. Breaking it down further, the AI will have 8 infantry brigades, 3 artillery batteries, and 3 cavalry squadrons for a total of 14 units. With the default unit split chance of 20%, the AI should get 2 to 3 additional units. Of course, it may get none, or it could get many more. Our allies are 2 cavalry brigades. I don't expect any unit splits, but we'll see. I did have 1 cavalry squadron split, so that'll help. I can regularly full clear ambush convoy on Major General. On Legendary, I can't quite get there without excessive casualties. I believe I attempted this battle 5 times with 3 different strategies before settling on this one. My only goals for this battle are to maximize my kills, and Siegfried, Kemper, Archer, Preston, and my avatar must not be killed or wounded. If any of the other officers are killed or wounded, I'll manage around their loss. In mod version 1.28, if you purposely didn't capture all of the supply wagons, you could get an extra 20 to 30 minutes at the end. However, in version 1.29.1, the battle ends 1 minute after the timer expires. I will rush out to capture the wagons and then set up a defensive line in the north. I will do as much damage as possible, then with about 30 minutes remaining, I'll go on the offensive. Like with Newport News and Bull Run, I would really like to eliminate these early units to weaken the AI forces. I'll charge Bernie since he's routing. I don't want my cavalry to get caught up fighting the AI cavalry, so I'll try to pull these guys back. Bernie's shattered, so what about Robinson? Robinson is going to get away. I'll get my defensive line pulled together now. I appreciate that some players prefer to set up all their units in the woods. I don't like doing that for two reasons. First, if all your units are hidden, the AI just wanders around. I want the AI to see some of my units and come over to play. I also don't want my artillery batteries in the woods because they do less damage when firing from cover. With this setup, my infantry can get some cover while my guns can be out in the open. From what I can tell, the AI was programmed to travel to that center area as some type of rally point before taking other actions. If you really want to manipulate the AI, you can work to prevent it from reaching that point, and it will struggle to adjust its strategy. In this case, they made it to the rally point and should now get organized to fight. If too many AI units move to the north at once, I can send 2 of the Allied cavalry down to the left side out in the open, and that will pull some of them over that way. Kind of like herding zombies. So far, I haven't seen any melee cavalry for the AI. That always makes things a little bit easier. At least if they suicide charge, they don't have melee weapons. Bernie's shattered. Robinson was already beaten up. Porter's hurting now. Burnside seems happy enough to absorb artillery fire, so half of the AI infantry brigades are damaged. I need 2 or 3 of the fresh units to charge, and then that would set me up nicely to go on the offensive. I see that Castle's cavalry is split, along with Elder's artillery battery. I want to get some shots on Poe and Sherman. Poe did his part, and Burnside is still slowly melting away. Now if Sherman or Franklin would commit. sending some of my cavalry to the south in an attempt to split up some of the AI units. I don't want them all to be grouped up when I go out to meet them. Davis already pulled Wilcox's brigade to the south. I'd like to do that with a couple more. I tried to divide and conquer as much as possible. Just like that, Franklin had come up to engage, but then the AI realized that Archer was south of Porter and started moving units south. That should help leave some of the AI artillery batteries undefended. Minutes left, time to get rolling. I'll do as much damage as possible, but this might get a little nuts. There we go. Sherman is the only really healthy unit left in the group. I do not want my guys to just charge the closest unit. I want them to charge through multiple targets, helping each other along the way. I'm not letting off the gas for the units that are still charging. There isn't much time left, so I don't care if they get tired in the final minutes. Kemper, Hobson, and Hurlbutt did their job. They probably won't recover in time to charge again, but Preston, Siegfried, and my Avatar units should be ready to go again soon, supported by Meyer's cavalry. Thank you, Mr. Porter. Things are always easier when you come to me. Siegfried is the double melee perk unit, so he gets to go on the long charge and be the wrecking ball. Franklin and Wilcox are both heroic and should have good condition, so they are my only real safety concern. I had better stop Siegfried since Franklin has taken an interest in him. Alright, everyone else is recovered, so let's charge again. time's up. I had 410 killed, 1,163 wounded, and 178 missing. A total of 17% of my army took casualties. The AI had 9,570 casualties, or exactly 50% of its force. Kemper led the kill count. I held Siegfried in reserve quite a bit, hoping for a bigger mass charge by the AI, but that never happened. A little bit of everything for weapons recovery, but nothing great. That wraps up Ambush Convoy. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time watching today. I hope you found something useful for your campaigns, and I wish you much success, Generals.